And we are live. What is up, everybody? Tonight we have Imperius FPV here, fellow friend, and newly signed DCL pilot. I
Yeah.
just thought I would bring him on and show him some love on the channel. He is going to be doing lots of cool stuff this year, and I thought I would have him on, and maybe he can elaborate a little bit on what he's got going on. So just to start off, just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I live in Western Colorado, like Chris does. I'm 18 years old, so I'm not
He's
just
a
out of high
youngin.
school.
He's a youngin, but he's fast.
um, Last year was kind of my first year competing as far as the racing side of stuff. And after making the trip to nationals, I kind of decided that it was time to go serious about this, you know. So I decided I was going to go to the DRL event, and I did okay there. I placed like 27th. I was like 3 spots outside of the top 24, and they went on to race head-to-head, which was a little bit heartbreaking, not gonna lie.
Yep. They should have taken the top 30, right?
Yeah, right.
No, but yeah, I was there. It was a cool event. Even if not to win, that was just a cool event to be a part of because it was pretty groundbreaking in my opinion. You know, I don't really know. Like, I don't think the last year's event was that big or that hyped. This year, it seemed really well put together, and all the pieces fell where they needed to. So,
yeah, for sure. Definitely the biggest party of FPV I've been to yet. So, but
yeah. So, what about it? Do you have like some RC background?
Yeah. I've been flying, helicopters and little toy drones for probably 5 or 6 years. I had a little plane, a little kit that my grandpa sent me, and I built up and messed around with, but that's about my extent with planes. And then a little over 2 years ago now, I got my first quad. That thing was a bus, man.
I think all of the first quads are usually buses.
Well, that thing was yellow, so
that's awesome.
I think it actually counts as a bus.
It clarifies itself as a bus.
Yep.
That's cool.
And I guess I've started messing with the larger scale stuff now.
You got some crazy projects you're working on. Tell me a little bit about that. You're trying to lift a human?
Yeah, so I was actually at work one day, and a guy came in because he had these ESCs he was trying to program, and I guess they ran on BL Heli, which I thought was kind of weird. So we got him programmed through one of our race quad flight controllers, and he was like, "Hey, do you think this would work on a huge quad?" I was like, "How big are you thinking?" And he brought me down to his little hangar that he's got, and he's got this carbon fiber fuselage with a freaking seat in it. And I was like, okay, got it, this big. So yeah, he was messing with ESC and motor combos as well as a flight controller that eventually would lift a person.
Wow. So what kind of motors are on something like that?
They're T-motor. They're U15s. I don't even know what stator size they are, but they're like 100 kV.
100
They're designed
kV.
to run on 12S.
12S. Well, I guess you got to get that thing spinning somehow.
Yeah. They spin like 40-inch props and produce like 55, 60 pounds of thrust.
40-inch props.
Yeah. 40-inch carbon fiber props.
Man, you could lift a plane with something like that.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's stupid.
So what's your normal race setup?
As far as the race setup for my 5-inch quads, I usually run a floss. Either the 2.1 or 3. Those are my favorite right now.
Yeah, that 3 seems pretty badass. I want to probably build one up for this race season.
Yeah, for sure.
Might have to try the 6S stuff. Yeah, I just like how the arms lock, you know? It's a smart design.
I have a floss too, which is still my favorite quad somehow, but the arms get jiggly after a while. And
I feel the same way. It's probably just that tune, that setup, everything on that particular build.
Yeah. So whatever it is, I'm gonna stick with it because it flies beautifully.
Hell yeah. Let's give some shout outs. We got Kush, Ickfly, Dufour, Tacklebox. What's up, Brad? Hope you're feeling better. He had some surgery going on.
Yeah,
Michael Bean, Agile Fool. Thank you guys for hanging out just by chance.
what's up,
Shizzle,
guys?
what's up, you guys? Thanks for hanging out. If you got anything you want to ask, he's a professional drone pilot, you guys. I don't know too many of them, but he's a legitimate professional.
Uh, I guess so.
Yeah, so elaborate a little bit more on that. So you went to France. Explain that whole
Yeah.
thing.
So the DCL came out with their like beta game a while ago, and they had an event where they were trying to qualify 200 people to go down to France for this like draft style event. And I guess I accidentally qualified.
You accidentally.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. But so we actually decided to make the trip to France. We found some really killer deals, and were able to make it happen. Um, and we went out to France for these 2 or 3 days, and this event they held was crazy. Like I think only 65 of the 200 people that qualified showed up, but
That's a little bit harder of a journey than say like Las Vegas or something, you know,
yeah,
for
for
most.
sure. So, we went to the draft event. We didn't actually get to do any flying because I guess there was a huge air restriction on the city we were in. But
Yeah, you were telling me about that. I did see one video, but I guess that guy got in trouble. You were
the
telling me that?
only video, yeah, Vince Irie goes by Jedi. He was a DCL pilot, and he got there like a day before everybody else did, and went and flew like above all the hotels on the beach, and got in a lot of trouble. So,
Well,
but
I guess don't fly over there.
yeah,
Well, that sucks.
so
Did you bring your quads and stuff too?
yeah, I brought all my quads. I was
Dang,
hoping
that
to get to
sucks.
fly them, but
Travel across the country with your quads and you can't even fly them.
yeah, right. So it is what it is.
So
We
how was
got
that
to
event set up?
uh the way they had it was they had like a stage at an event center. They were doing like some game convention all weekend, so there were a ton of people there already, but they had us go onto the stage like two at a time, and they had simulators set up for us. And they had us using the X Lite, which is what, very few people run, which I thought was
Mm-hmm.
kind of intentional.
Hmm.
But they had us running an X Lite on a track that we had 3 minutes on stage to learn. And basically we had like 3 attempts to kind of impress the judges with our or impress the team owners with our
Oh,
flying.
okay, okay.
We did some Q&A and talked a little bit about ourselves, which is probably the only reason I got as much recognition as I did, because
Hmm. What, but
flying was
what
just terrible.
makes you think that what did you say that you think impressed them?
Well, for one, being an English league, there weren't a lot of people there that spoke very good English, but kind of just being the guy who almost sits in the back of the pack, but is consistent.
Uh-huh.
Somebody who finishes a race for points, not for speed.
Consistency is more important than getting first, you know. So
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that, and being from the US kind of carries its own like respect.
hmm
So
absolutely. So you originally got picked up by the China team.
yeah, in the fourth round, China Dragons ended up taking me,
So it's
and
set up like a you know like a draft, which that's
yeah,
pretty
like
cool.
yeah, they went in order of last year's placement. So China Dragons took last place last year, so they got first pick.
Okay.
And it was China, DMM Raiden, which is Japan, and then they had a team from Russia this year, which is new. They had a team from Norway called Apex. They were new this year, and then they had Team USA and Next Blades.
Okay. And then you got traded to Quad Force One.
Yeah,
Oh
so
wow.
I guess D Wayne, the owner or I guess the team manager for Quad Force One this year, was going to take me in the fourth round, but uh, he had already taken somebody that China wanted, so they made a deal to swap immediately after the draft.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Well, awesome. That's way
yeah,
awesome. So, talk a little bit about DCL. What are they about? What do they do? Where do they have events?
yeah. So the Drone Champions League is really kind of the premier international league. We have multi GP, which is kind of for the states, but you know, um, DCL extends to every part of the world.
And I see DCL as more on par with, say, DRL. You know, the bigger venues, the bigger sponsors. Multi GP
Yeah,
is more, like the local kind of thing, right?
yeah, absolutely. Um, DCL has some pretty big sponsors. This year they're bringing back Red Bull and McDonald's as two of their title sponsors.
The Red Bull.
Yeah, the Red Bull. Um, they've got a couple other ones like Breitling. They're a European company who do watches. So
Oh, awesome, awesome. Where's some stops on the tour?
the oh, there were a couple. There was supposed to be one in Europe, but we don't have like an actual venue yet. Um, there's going to be one in Saudi Arabia. We're bringing one, I think, to Las Vegas this year. We're coming to the U.S.
Awesome.
Um, there's a couple other that I can't remember. I think there's six total this. Oh yeah, there's six total this year. One of them is going to be on the Great Wall of China again this year.
Oh
So
man, fly a man-made wonder of the world. That would be
yeah,
badass.
right.
So badass.
You can see your quads from space, man.
Right? You got any tips for people just getting into racing or want to get faster or more
Yeah, for
consistent?
sure. Um, the big racing season's actually just about to get started as the weather warms up. So if you've been racing, now would be a good time to get on preseason races, kind of meet the guys who are out there. If you
Absolutely.
haven't started racing, then now is a really good time to be on a sim.
Yep. Talk a little bit about the simulator and how that's helped your flying.
The simulator is great for like off-season practice. It's good for learning sticks, kind of learning physics behind different quads. Um, if you fly a bunch of different quads, it's nice to learn like the diversity between them.
Hmm.
So, but learning the sticks and learning how to keep elevation with your throttle is all things that can directly translate from a simulator to your real life flying.
Absolutely. I think we all can agree, no simulator flies exactly like your quad, but that's not
Yeah,
really what they're made for. They're made to, be used as a tool.
yeah, exactly. It's nice to learn tracks though.
Oh yeah, and learning tracks.
Learning tracks.
That's probably my favorite part about a simulator is, you got a big event coming up and you don't, know exactly, because big races can get crazy sometimes. Lots of gates, but if they got it set up, you can, focus on just finding your line and then worry about dialing it in the day of.
Yeah, for sure. The Nats track was crazy, like long and technical, and took me almost like 4 or 5 batteries on the track to learn it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So having the simulator and having a direct like layout of a track is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can ask you this before you get too big and too into the DCL stuff, but what is your favorite simulator?
Right now, honestly, it's Sky's Flow State.
I haven't checked that one out, but I've heard good things. I see, really good things from. Isn't that what um, Leo's running?
Yeah, I think that's what
Leo
he
Barbara.
predominantly uses.
Yeah, that dude is
Um,
crazy at that thing.
yeah, it runs on Blender's engine, so it doesn't take a whole lot of resources.
Okay,
Um, but as far as 5-inch quads, it's probably the most real simulator I've used yet.
okay.
So it's still very much in beta development. There's very limited tracks. We're just now working
Uh
on
huh.
betas for the multiplayer stuff.
And
So
now, same question, but overall game experience.
overall game
Yeah, not
experience.
necessarily
Oh,
flight characteristic.
you're gonna hate me, but it's DCL for sure.
Oh, I definitely agree. I've played,
It's
Lots of liftoff, lots of DRL. I played the DCL for 10 minutes one day, and I fell in love. Just the
Yeah,
tracks, the you know the graphics, the crispiness.
yeah, for sure. It runs on Unreal Engine 4, which is what games like Fortnite and
Yep,
there are
that
a couple others.
that nice
I think some
60
of the Call of Duty
FPS,
games.
crispy.
Yeah. They design a lot of their tracks around past DCL events, like specifically the LAX track.
Hmm.
Um, that was a track they actually ran back in 2017. So
That was that snow track, right?
yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah. The best sim for racing and best for freestyle.
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. That's a Kush FPV question.
Um, it depends on what type of racing you're doing. As far as freestyle, I think liftoff actually is going to be your best bet.
Yeah, I think if you're like multi GP racing and you want to learn the track and get faster, I think like liftoff, blueprint, or some of the basic ones. The ones where you got to stay low and fast
Yeah,
because that teaches you that throttle.
yeah, for sure. Um, I
Yeah,
used to use
Elmo's going to find this DCL one. Yes, dude, go check this
yeah,
shit
do it.
out. It's badass.
It's on Steam and it's free, so go get it.
Go get it. It's badass.
Yeah. Um, I used to use a lot of Velocidrone for the racing stuff
We
because I
haven't even
felt
talked
like
about Velocidrone. Yeah,
that was pretty real. The physics were very similar. So
I know a lot of top racers like the Velocidrome for sure.
yeah,
I've ran it a couple times.
it's it's a it's a resource hog though. If you don't have a good computer, then you may have a hard time with it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely, absolutely. So,
and then
do you do much freestyle?
I'm starting to get into it more. Yeah, I hear a lot of race pilots go into freestyle, and all of a sudden they're like incredibly
Mm-hmm.
insane freestyle pilots. So
Yep, you got to
I
come
figured I would.
rip with me and Spoonie more and John.
Yeah, I do. I've got the rig now, so
Yep. You just got the crossfire back. Jonathan
yep,
had an unfortunate thing happen. His stuff got stolen out of his car. That
yeah,
was pretty crappy.
yep. It is what it is.
Yep.
But now that I have the rig back, definitely going to be doing more freestyling.
And as soon what? It's almost spring. What next Wednesday? I think is first day of spring.
Yeah, daylight savings is finally over, so we have
Yep.
daylight.
Yep. Right. And now I'm finally getting back into the right time. It was weird for a few days, but now I feel like I'm back on track. The
Yeah, for
lighting's
sure.
different, but I feel like I'm back on schedule. Man, it messed me up. I like didn't know what to do that night. I was like, wait a second. It took me like 20 minutes to figure out if I got to set my clock back or forward.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so we were just down in Moab. We were ripping Fisher Towers, and Jonathan decides he's going to go up with a dead crossfire battery and fail safes
yeah,
and explain that little fiasco.
yeah. So Fisher Towers has this nice little run. It's got like I don't even know how to explain that. It's like a cliff. It's this like spire that goes all the way up,
Yeah.
and I got about halfway up this spire, and my crossfire battery died. So I end up upside down on top of this freaking spire in the dirt.
All right, we got a green bar again. All right, sorry for that.
Yay! It's all good.
Yeah, so
So upside down, halfway up the tower, right? And you happen to have an extra crossfire battery, so we hooked it up to mine, and then we did a little bit of hiking, and eventually we got back in signal.
oh
Managed to
man,
turtle it over and get home.
man, when I was in under the goggles and I saw 99 come back, I was like, yes. And then
Let's go.
and then your turtle took a second. It didn't come right back over. It was like, I was like, oh no, he lost a prop. And then you
Yeah, I
flip
gotta
back
be stuck
over,
or something.
then you flip back over, and then you just slowly take off.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
awesome.
I thought I was gonna turtle off the cliff and just like blast it.
We should also state that this is like the last pack of the day. Like the sun's already gone. Like
Yeah,
the sun's down.
it's
Jonathan wanted one more pack.
I did. I wanted one
He
more.
didn't say it. I thought it though. In my head, I was like, "Oh, Jonathan's gonna do one more pack." Maybe I
See,
cursed
that's
you,
where it
dude.
went wrong.
I know. Maybe I cursed you.
No, where it went wrong is I couldn't find my charger for my Crossfire battery before I left, so I was like, I'll be fine.
Dude, my radio started beeping at me earlier too because I wasn't running my external battery. Luckily, I did
Yeah,
have
no, I
it.
heard.
Yeah, Spoonie had to plug it in mid flight. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't get the greatest stuff from there because like half my run, I'm just trying to like stay still in the air so he can plug it in.
Yeah, I would have just like held a hover and just like let go of the radio.
Yeah, right.
Real quick.
Just do it.
Yeah. That's what you get for long ranging, though.
That's part of the fun. Is part of the
Oh
excitement.
yeah, for sure.
So, do you have like a FPV bucket list of things you want to do or places you want to fly before?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really hoping I get to go to Saudi Arabia because I want to go to those sand temples where Johnny was.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
dude,
yep.
the ones
Absolutely.
from Indiana Jones.
Oh man, absolutely. I agree.
So
Some of those canyons he was flying with those, those old monoliths, badass.
yeah, and then I want to go back to Germany because I got to visit the Alps while I was there for a while back before I did any of this quad stuff. Flying the Alps would be crazy.
I could agree with that for sure. Yeah, never say it, Parker. Never say it. Just see, that's the
Never
thing.
say it.
I didn't even say it. I just thought it. Don't even think it.
Yeah, don't even think it. Have extra batteries charged and be like, all right, if I can get this one done, I'll rip another.
Yes, 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 yes. Exactly.
That should always be the mindset.
So, do you have any goals for 2019 other than the whole DCL thing?
Yeah, I want to make it out to as many of the other guys' races as possible because they're doing like an actual point series
Yep.
this season. So
And
that would be like super fun.
Byron was talking about some other stuff, the endurance race or the team race or something.
Yeah. So he was talking about one of the races this year. He wants to do one like simplified track and just do a 6-minute heat
Mm-hmm.
and just see like what people's approaches are and how many laps they can get.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And so at that point, it would be most laps in 6 minutes, right?
most laps in 6 minutes, yeah. The
Different.
idea
Can you
is
use different quads?
yeah, well, yeah. The idea is you can either have like a super enduro quad with like a huge freaking battery on it, or you can have up to 3 like of your race quads on the line if you're using the pit switches. So you because you only get one channel and one quad at a time. So
That's interesting.
yeah. So Sky actually sent me over a couple of the Team Heart of America pit switches. So I'm gonna put those on my quads and see
Oh,
how they do.
sick, dude.
To see if I can't keep up with the real fast guys for 6 minutes.
Right. I'll just go in there with my long range quad and just cruise around.
Yeah, I thought about that.
My 6 inch,
Like,
just fucking strap a 2200 and call her good.
yeah. Well, I thought about that, but then you have like a giant freaking target for other people to hit.
And you weigh 3 times as much, so when you hit something, it's explosion, not just turtle mode.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, that'll be cool to check out for sure. So
Yeah.
I also want to say that Imperius is part of the Gatekeepers, our local chapter here in Grand Junction, and we actually tiered up to the tier 3, which is the first tier past the provisional. So we're actually like a legitimate multi-GP chapter now. And
Yep.
Shannon with multi-GP is sending out some gates for us, so we're excited about that. Me and Spoonie and John are gonna try and keep Imperius as fast as we can. Keep training.
Heck yeah. I want to see you guys go there with me though. You guys can't slack.
I know.
No
Well,
slack-a-lacking.
it's crazy because, dude, like last year, like, when we first met, we were all kind of new to the racing and we were all like finding our own path. And, there for a while, like, you and me were out front. And then one day it was just, you were way faster. Way faster.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened.
Just one day, he showed up and he was
'Cause
just faster.
it was you always being ahead of me. You were always 2 or 3 seconds ahead of me, and that just killed me.
And then one day it was the other way around. But that's how it is, you know. You go out there and you fly with your buddy. That's why racing's cool, is because you know, even when you're practicing, you go out there and set down some fast times that you know everybody tries to get throughout the day, and so you don't get it. You know, you go home, you're like, man, what do I got to do to get faster? And
Yeah,
before
no,
you
for
know it,
sure.
you're a DCL pilot, right?
Yeah, crazy stuff. Man, always fly with people who are faster than you because you learn
Yes,
so much.
that's something I learned a long time ago. Like that goes with anything. If you know, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Be around people
Yeah.
that are better than you at things. Otherwise, you're just gonna stay where you're at. You know,
Yep.
you don't always have to be
There's
the best,
always
but you know you should keep that you know that drive to get better.
Yeah, for sure. There's always somebody better than you at something. So
Absolutely.
surround yourself with them.
Most people are better than me at most things, you know.
Yeah. Jack of all trades, I feel that.
So you got some sponsors. If you want to give them some sponsor shout outs, or
Sure, yeah. I think the one big one right now is Goldbat. They actually just came out with their 6S 1300 packs. So,
that actually was my next question: is are you got plans for success in the future?
as far as the DCL quads, yeah, I think for my 5-inch quads, I'm gonna stick with 4S just because I like the hyperlight stuff.
Hmm?
But the DCL quads are definitely gonna have 6S on them.
Hell yeah. What kind of setup are those?
Those are 325 millimeter frames. They'll spin up to 7-inch props. Um,
Do you guys run
it's
fives or whatever, sixes?
Yeah, so it's gonna depend on the track. If we have like a real nice dead sprint track, we'll run 6s, but if it's real tight and technical, we'll run 5s.
That's cool.
So
That's way awesome.
yeah.
What do you think about the future of FPV? Do you think there's going to be major improvements? And if so, what do you think is going to be improved?
I think drone racing is gonna get really big, really fast. Um, I see it becoming much more like in
All right, we got green again. Say that again. You were glitching.
yeah. So I see it becoming more of like a spectator oriented sport. I know there's people pushing for it really hard right now to be better for spectators, but I can see like video becoming much better, and I can see like the live feed stuff. I can see more people getting accustomed to the view, which I
Absolutely.
think is what draws a lot of people.
Yeah, if you can see what's going on, you know. I think
Yeah,
that's why the X class is so appealing to certain people, is because you can see those things, you know, going through the air. They might
yeah,
not be as fast and as agile, but you can see them when they crash, you know. It's hard to see a
yeah,
little mini quad when you're 100 yards away or whatever.
yeah, for sure. Like with NASCAR, they got really big when they started installing cameras in the cars.
Hmm.
I think that's very much where it's going to become more spectator oriented.
Absolutely, and like IndyCar racing, that stuff's so much more fun because you're looking at the onboard cams, you know, and they have that super HD, you know, low latency
Yeah,
transmission. So we just need to adapt that technology into a smaller package to.
for sure. They've started doing that. I remember at not this X Games, but the last one, Banny UK was there filming, and they had the live, TV grade transmission rigs on his quad while he was flying. So I think we're getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's just, you know, going to take it getting cheaper and smaller, more accessible.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's already systems out there, the Connex system or whatever, but, you know, it all needs fine tuned.
Yeah,
Even the
I
FPV
think
cam transmission has improved, you know. Now we got like the rapid fire technology and the LRC module, Clearview, the
yeah,
HDOs, the Orcas, you know, that OLED stuff.
yeah. The receiving is definitely getting much better, but I think the transmitting is too.
Yep.
Fox here in particular, I feel like has been really pushing the envelope with their cameras. The Falcor was a huge change because it was like native 720p video, which is why it
Hmm.
was always so crisp,
Hmm.
despite the latency. So
Yeah, I like the Falcor. I've only tried the micro. I think I want to try like the mini or the full size because I think the
yeah,
sensor's bigger. You know, like I've I've noticed it. Say I go out with Virjan, he's got the full size in one of his epics, and the picture's definitely different than my micro Falcor. It's a lot better with the bigger camera, I think. So I might have to try and put one of those on. But yeah, I've been loving the Falcor.
Yeah, for sure. I had one or two on my race squads just to kind of try and test them out, and they looked amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, especially with the DOMs, you know, and they're
Yeah,
16:9, 4:3 switchable, so you can run, you know, either aspect ratio.
yeah. So I
Well,
think right now though on my race quads I'm gonna have to stick with the Predator.
yeah, that's definitely something that I haven't tried that I want to.
Is a Foxier Predator?
Yep,
Yeah,
the
dude,
colors are awesome on that, and no
they're
latency.
60 FPS,
Yeah.
which is kind of a game changer
Hmm.
as far as the racing stuff. I went back to a Falcor, which is 30 FPS after having raced the Predator, and I was like, oh, dude, I just don't have reaction time anymore.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I could see that
definitely a
happening
big
for
step.
sure. Absolutely. So what I'm gonna try and do is try and pull up your edit from Moab. We'll
Oh, cool.
see if my internet will let us do this.
Okay.
Yeah, we took a little trip down to Moab, met some cool new people. It was a lot of fun, really.
Yeah. It was a nice little weekend trip.
Yeah, definitely. Good to get out of the valley, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Fly some new spots.
Crash some stuff, right?
Oh yeah. If you're not crashing, you're not having fun.
Yeah, right.
So,
All right, I got it pulled up. Let me just get a screen share going.
cool. All right, monkey. See you later.
Later, monkey. Thanks for hanging out. And if you guys haven't already, head over to Jonathan's channel, Imperius FPV. I posted a link in the description of this stream. Make sure to give him a sub, show him some love. I think he's about at 100.
Yeah, we're at like 95.
Yeah, man, you're almost there. Almost there.
So, that's a good question coming from Dark Mo.
Oh, that's my brother.
Is that your brother?
Yeah, Andrew. What do you
What's
say?
some He said, what's some practice tips, advice for someone who's just starting and just built their first quad?
Andrew, you need to find somebody with a computer that will run a simulator.
Yeah, for sure.
Is what he really needs to do.
Yeah. Learning how to control a quad with sticks is absolutely step number one. So
Yeah, Tack, you better come rip with me one day. Tack
Tack,
FPV
get out
is
here.
a murderer. He's destroying all buildings, all gaps, all power loops. Alright, let me hit play here and
Sick.
oh shit. I gotta change my audio source. It's gonna take a second.
I wondered why it was coming through.
It's because I got my mixer hooked up. I was spinning a little bit ago.
Nice. Bumping. I like it. Maybe one of these weekends I'll have some free time and I'll come to one of your shows.
Yeah, man. They're cool. They're 18 and over too, so.
Yeah.
So you just built your freestyle long range quad. What's on set up on that?
It's my usual stack. I've got an X Rotor G2 stack. It's a 45 amp ESC and an F4 flight controller. That thing is bulletproof, man. I tell you what. I haven't killed one of them yet.
Yeah.
So, besides that, I've got my usual T-Motor F40 Pro V2s. Those are my go-to. Got my Crossfire set up. I had an A.K.A. VTX on there just because it's the only thing I had that would do more than 200 milliwatts. But it does pretty good. So I don't plan on switching it out anytime soon. And then,
all right. I think I got this ready to go.
Sick.
I'm so tired of songs, tired of songs, tired of songs, tired of just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Oh, so tired of songs, tired of songs, tired of songs, tired
I love that shot of you.
Yeah, we gotta fly this cool little arch.
Yeah.
Oh, the reverse.
Oh yeah. Gotta have the reverse. Clearly I need to lower my idle speed though, so I can just kind of
Drop down, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurts like heaven, lost in the sound. Buzz cut season, like you're still around. Can't unmiss you, and I need you now. Yeah.
Sick. Nice and smooth.
Smooth as possible.
The tap. I remember when you did that, dude. He wall tapped the
dude.
rock on the other side of the river.
On the other side of the river. Man, if I was gonna lose a quad, I thought that would definitely be the spot.
Yes.
That wall dive though.
Yeah. Sick. So close.
And then that tower dive.
Yeah.
Dude. That's what's up.
Phew. The eagle. The eagle. So
The eagle.
sick. Badass. You guys need to head over to his channel, show him some love. He's almost at 100. Come on.
So close. I saw one subscriber. It popped
Oh,
up on my.
you got one
my feed.
one from the...
Yeah.
Yep, you're at 95 still. You guys are watching or not sub. Let's get him to 96, yeah.
Oh. Getting closer. Let's go. I want to do a big hundo. I want to do another battery giveaway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you guys need
Did
some
that.
batteries, head over to his channel, sub, and he'll give some
Yeah.
away. You might win. You never know. Like I won a TBS. What was that thing called? The Oblivion.
The Oblivion, yeah.
I literally made an Airviews account to sub this guy, Martin Novak, the Fly Life, and
Yeah.
he's literally like the only person I'm subscribed to on Airviews. I still haven't subscribed to anybody else, but I subbed to his channel and I won a whole quad, so you can win some batteries.
Yeah.
What's up, Victor?
What's up, Victor? Much love.
Victor Vector's in the house.
That last battery giveaway I did was Aaron actually ended up winning. So
Oh, hell yeah.
so I just kind of gave him his batteries.
Victor Vector is here with 420 FPV.
Yeah.
You guys don't know about 420 FPV? Head over to the Facebook group. Check us out.
Sick.
Yeah, and then I went over to Virjan's house today. He was down in Moab again, hanging out with the base
Yeah.
jumpers. Dude, he's got some badass footage. He's got this
Yeah.
one where he's like in front of him, and he's like about to jump. He like pops up for a second, and as he drops back down, the dude like jumps over him and he just falls in reverse. Dude, it's so sick.
Okay. Dude.
It's so sick, dude.
I have to see that, dude.
So one of them might be jumping this weekend too, possibly Saturday.
All right.
Maybe
Bro, I
we
want to
can-
go rip.
Yeah, maybe we can have him do Garfield again.
That'd be sick. I gotta get a new crossfire antenna though.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, you do. Oh, dude, I have an Immortal for you.
Sick.
Yeah, I got one. UFL, right?
Yeah. So sick. Other than that, nothing on my quad. Well, almost nothing on my quad broke. The top plate straight up like split right where it meets that like second row of standoffs.
Uh-huh.
So like I guess the GoPro smashed and it like broke that plate.
Well, at least you took your GoPro back with you.
Yeah, true. It still works though, so I'm still gonna send it. But
Don't be silly.
don't be silly. Another day, another beer, right?
Yeah. Well, sick. This has been cool. Thanks for hanging out, dude. We might call her right now, but everybody
Yeah.
needs to head over to Imperius FPV channel. Show him that love. Get him to 100.
Peace, love, and positivity. Yo.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Best wishes to all your DCL endeavors. Look at that. You're at 98.
Sick. Let's
All right,
go.
you guys. Until next time.
See ya.